is time. It is time to brew your best beer.
The 2016 SJPorr Challenge is dedicated to your friend and ours, Paul Wickstein. Brought to you by Brewcraft USA, iMake, Gladfield Malting, Yakima Valley Hops, The Grain Bill, Brewers Exchange, Cake Kingdom Homebrew Supply, Hiraki Homebrew, and a special thanks to our silver sponsors.
What's up, E's and G's? We got SJPorr beer review again. I'm going through these things way too fast, way too quickly. I'm taking my time with them, but I'm just plowing through these. 4%. Sorry, I got a starter going over there. 4%, 4.5%. Easy to do. So what do we got next? We have 56M-85C-82J. This is a honey apple wheat. It is 4.45%. So it's like whoop, squeezing every little bit out. And they put apples on the capples. How awesome. So yeah, I'm not seeing, even in the bottle, I'm not seeing some clam at the bottom. So we'll get into this and I'll start the pour. Wow. Definite appleness. Really crisp apples, actually, right off the bottle. Cheers, let's pour this out. Just to be safe, because this was looking pretty friggin' clear when I poured it. And in fact, it is pretty goddamn clear. Looks like friggin' apple juice straight away. Can work up ahead. It's definitely got some carb to it, but it's definitely not, holding head. Wow. Straight away, it smells like champagne, actually. It smells like it's going to be really dry. Smells like a sparkling wine, like a champagne more than anything. Really crisp apple, sort of really crisp apple nose. I'm wondering if, is this a graph? I'm wondering if that's what we're considering this technically, right? Someone like SJPorr who's made one can put it in the bottom if it is. I'm not familiar with the style as far as having made one or what to do to make one. Smells just, we just went apple picking this past weekend and we've been murdering some apples around here. And this just smells like fresh apples that we were getting at the orchard. It smells fucking gorgeous. Cider is like a cidery note now is really starting to come up. Originally it started like a dry champagne, like a dry wine. Now it's getting a little bit more cidery. A bit more sweet, actually, is now it's starting to feel like. Oh, man, it smells gorgeous. All right, I'm going to bust in. Cheers. Really interesting. Yeah, you can totally get the wheat in this. It, it kind of, it's another thing I've had, again, this is the second time I've had this, it kind of lays right down. It smells like super dry, super clear, so like super dry, and then it just like, the wheat kind of sets it down when you take a sip. gets right in the middle. It gets a little pop of sweetness, and I don't think that that's honey. It could be. It finishes really. It doesn't finish dry. It finishes. It doesn't finish cloying sweet either. It just kind of finishes. It's kind of weird. It's like just like a blur as it goes off. Right in the middle of the sip, it just rounds up. Like it's really kind of sweet. There's a spicy kind of note right at the end too, actually. Just a little bit like cinnamon. Or like, no, clove maybe. Just like right at the end, just like a light spiciness right at the end of it. There's a lot less carb than I expected. I don't know if you can see my fat ugly mug through the glass, but there's a little line of bubbles like just kind of marching up. I'm wondering what you use to ferment this out. After results are done and you go back through, put it in the comments. So you know, we can talk about beers after if you want, or you can talk whenever you want. I'm not gonna. But to me, it feels like I'd almost want this drier, like a lot drier, because of the apple. It's really drinking like a cider to me, and then that makes me want it to be crisper, you know. There's a cherry note too. That's what it was. That sweetness. I don't find that it's honey, but I find it cherry, like right there in the middle. As I worked it up a little bit and took a sip, it was just kind of cherry right before it kind of dropped off and faded off the palate. It's a really good beer. I mean, like I said, there are some things that I would like a little bit to be a little bit different in this. The crispness of the apple in the nose. I'm actually not getting apple when I sip it, which I find really interesting because it's. I would expect there to be a little bit of apple on the in the flavor when I drink through this thing, and I'm not getting it as much as I expected. It's just. It's very interesting. It's really interesting how it's changing. It changes as you're drinking it, and kind of as you smell it and then drink it, and kind of it's working itself in kind of in different ways as you go through it. And it's kind of if I work this up, kind of I get so much crisp apple on the nose and champagne quality when I work this up and smell. And some grape. I just had another beer with grape. That once I take a sip, those flavors kind of they muddle a little bit, I think. Yeah, they kind of all get muted by the by what I'm assuming is the wheat. And then you get that little pop of sweetness, that little bit of cherry, and then there it goes. I think with a tweak or two, this could be an absolute crusher. And I've said that about a fair few of these beers, that these things can be just absolute destroyers. And this is definitely one of those. This is definitely an awesome go at the beer, and I think It could be me, and it could be the fact that this is the style. If it is a graph and this is the way it's supposed to be, and I'm well wrong, and if I am, I apologize. But thank you for being in the challenge. More cherry right there. This was something definitely to be proud of. So cheers, and we'll catch y'all later.
Peace.
The fuck you talking about?